August 22nd, Job 4:1 through 7:21. Then Eleazar the Temanite answered and said, if one attempts a word with you, who will you become weary? But who can withhold himself from speaking? Surely you have instructed many and have strengthened weak hands. Your words upheld him who was stumbling, and you have strengthened the feeble knees. But now it comes upon you, and you are weary. It touches you, and you are troubled. Is not your reverence, your confidence, and your integrity of your ways your hope? Remember now, whoever perished being innocent, or were the upright ever cut off? Even if I have seen those who plow iniquity and sow trouble reap the same, by the blast of God they perish, and by breath of his anger they are consumed. The roaring lion and the voice of the fierce lion, and the teeth of the young lions are broken. The old lion perishes for lack of prey, and the cubs of the lioness are scattered. Now, a word was secretly brought to me, and in my ear received a whisper of it in disquieting thoughts from the visions of the night. When deep sleep falls upon men, fear came upon me and trembling, which made all my bones shake, and the spirit passed before my face. The hair on my body stood up, it stood still, but I could not discern its appearance. The form was before my eyes. There was silence. Then I heard a voice saying, can a mortal be more righteous than God? Can a man be more pure than his maker? If he puts no trust in his servants, if he charges his angel with error, how much more those who dwell in the houses of clay, whose foundation is of the dust, who are crushed before a moth? They are broken in pieces from morning till evening. They perish forever with no one regarding. Does not their own excellence go away? They die even without wisdom. Call out now. Is there anyone who will answer you? And to which of the holy ones will you turn? For wrath kills the foolish man, and envy slays the simple one. I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I cursed his dwelling place. The sons are far from safety. They are crushed in the gate. Then there is no deliverer. Because hunger eat up his harvest, taking it even from the thorns, and a snare snatches their substance. For affliction does not come from the dust, nor does trouble spring from the ground. Yet man is born to trouble as the sparks fly upward. But as for me, I would seek God, and to God I would commit my cause. Who does great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number? He gives rain on the earth and sends water on the fields. He sets on the high those who are lowly, and those who mourn are lifted to safety. He frustrates the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot carry out their plans. He catches the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the cunning comes quickly upon them. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope at noontime with the night. But he saves the needy from the sword, from the mouth of the mighty, and from their hand. So the poor have hope, and injustice shuts her mouth. Behold, happy is the man who God corrects. Therefore, do not despise the chastening of the Almighty, for he bruises and he binds up. He wounds, but his hands make whole. He shall deliver you in six troubles. Yes, in seven, no evil shall touch you. In famine, he shall redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword. You shall be hidden from the scourge of the tongue, and you shall not be afraid of the destruction when it comes. You shall laugh at destruction and famine, and you shall not be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For you shall have a covenant with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with you. You shall know that your tent is at peace. You shall visit your dwelling and find nothing amiss. And you shall know of your descendants shall be many, and that in your offspring like the grass of the earth. You shall come to the grave at a full age, as a sheaf of grain ripens in its season. Behold, this we have searched out. It is true. Hear it and know it for yourself. Then Job answered and said, oh, that my grief were fully weighed, and my calamity with it on the scales. For then I would be heavier than the sand of the sea. Therefore my words have been rash, for the arrows of the Almighty are within me. My spirit drinks of their poison. The terrors of God are arrayed against me. Does a wild donkey bray when it when it has grass? Or does the ox low over its folder? Can flavorless food be eaten without salt? Or is there any taste in the white of an egg? My soul refuses to touch them. They are loathsome food to me. Oh, that I might have request that God would grant me the thing that I long for, that it would please God to crush me. Then he would loose his hand and cut me off. Then I would still have comfort, though in anguish I would exalt. He would not spare, for I have not concealed the words of the Holy One. What strength do I have that I should hope? And what is my end that I should prolong my life? Is my strength the strength of the stones, or my flesh bronze? Is my help not within me? And is success driven from me? To him who is afflicted, kindness should be shown by his friend, even though he forsakes the fear of the Almighty. My brothers have dwelt deceitfully like a brook, like the streams of the brooks that pass away, which are dark because of the ice, and into which the snow vanishes. When it is warm, they cease to flow. When it is hot, they vanish from their place. The paths of their way turn aside. They go nowhere and perish. The caravans of Tema look, the travelers of Sheba hope for them, but they are disappointed because they were confident. They come there and are confused. For now you are nothing. You see terror and afraid. Did I ever say, bring something to me? Or offer a bribe to me for your wealth? Or deliver me from your enemy's hand? Or redeem me from the hand of my oppressors? Teach me, and I will hold my tongue. Cause me to understand wherein I have erred. Have forth, have how forceful are right words. But what does your arguing prove? Do you intend to rebuke my words and the speeches of the desperate one, which are as a wind? Yes, you overwhelm the fatherless and you undermine your friend. Now, therefore, be pleased to look at me, for I would never lie to your face. Yield now, let there be no injustice. Yes, concede my righteousness still stands. Is there injustice in my tongue? Can my taste discern the unsavory? Is there not a time of hard service for a man on earth? Are not his days like the days of a hired man, like the servant who earnestly desires the shade, like a hired man who eagerly looks for his wages? So I have been allotted months of futility, and wearisome nights have been appointed to me. When I lie down, I say, when shall I arise? And the night be ended. For I have had my fill of tossing till dawn. My flesh is caked with worms and dust. My skin is cracked, it breaks out afresh. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and are spent without hope. Oh, remember that my life is a breath. My eye will never again see good. The eye of him who sees me will see me no more. While your eyes are upon me, I shall no longer be, as a cloud disappears and vanishes away. So he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place know him any more. Therefore, I will not restrain my mouth. I will speak in anguish of my spirit. I will complain in bitterness of my soul. Am I a sea or a sea serpent that you may set guard over me? When I say my bed will comfort me, my couch will ease my complaint, then you scare me with dreams and terrify me with visions, so that my soul chases strangling and death rather than my body. I loathe my life. I would not live forever. Let me alone, for my days are but a breath. What is man that you should exalt him, that you should set your heart over him, that you should visit him every morning and test him at every moment? How long? Will you not look away from me and let me alone till I swallow my saliva? Have I sinned? What have I done to you, O watcher of men? Why have you set me as your target so I am a burden to myself? Why then do you pardon my transgressions and take away my iniquity? For now I will lie down in the dust, and you will seek me diligently, but I will no longer be. Corinthians 14:18-40. I thank God. I thank my God. I speak with tongues more than you all. Yet in the church, I would rather speak 5 words with my understanding that I may teach others also than 10,000 words in a tongue. Brethren, do not be children in understanding, however, in malice be babes, but in understanding be mature. In the law it is written, with men with men of our tongues and other lips, I will speak to this people, and yet for all that they will not hear me, says the Lord. Therefore, the tongues are for a sign, not for those who believe, but to unbelievers. For prophesying is not for unbelievers, but for those who believe. Therefore, if the whole church comes together in one place, and I speak with tongues, and there come in those who are uninformed or unbelievers, will they not say to you that you are out of your mind? But if all prophesy and an unbeliever or an uninformed person comes in, he is convinced by all. He is convinced by all. And thus the secrets of the hearts are revealed. And so falling down on his face, he will worship God and report that God is truly among you. How is it then, brother, whenever you come together, each of you have a psalm, has a teaching, has a tongue, has a revelation, has interpretation. Let all things be done for edification. If anyone speaks in a tongue, let there be two or at the most 3, each in turn, and let one interpret. But if there's no interpreter, let him keep silent in the church, and let him speak to himself and to God. Let 2 or 3 prophets speak, and let the others judge. But if anything is revealed to another who sits by, and lets the first keep silent, for you can all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and be encouraged. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. Let your women keep silent in the churches, for they are not permitted to speak, but they are to be submissive, as the law also says. And if they want to learn something, let them ask their own husbands at home, for it is shameful for a woman to speak in church. Or did the word of God come originally from you? Or was it only or was it you only that it reached? If anyone thinks himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge the things which I write to you and you are the commandments of the Lord. But if anyone is ignored, let him be ignorant. But if anyone is ignorant, let him be ignorant. Therefore, brethren, desire earnestly to prophesy, but do not forbid to speak with tongues. Let all things be done decently and in order. Psalms 37:30-40. The mouth of the righteous speaks wisdom, and his tongue talks of justice. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watches the righteous and seeks to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt you to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, you shall see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a native green tree. Yet he passed away, and behold, he was no more. Indeed, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the blameless man and observe the upright. For the future that a man, for the future of that man is peace, but the transgressor shall be destroyed together. The future of the wicked shall be cut off, but the salvation of the righteous is from the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. Proverbs 21:27. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination, but how much more when he brings it with wicked intent. All right, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.